My name is Joseph McDaniel, and I'm an Arizona bankruptcy attorney. And like all bankruptcy attorneys after 2005, I also get to tell you that I'm a debt relief agency and that I help people and businesses file for bankruptcy. Today's bankruptcy thought of the day is, if you want to keep it, make the darn payments. There are many reasons I hate reaffirmations a lot. Here's one of the small ones. No matter how smart people are, if there's a little extra money in the bank at the end of the month, they don't usually see that as an emergency. So what about the situation where they know that they want to keep a car in their Chapter 7, and they know that they have to stay current on the car, and the automatic deductions have stopped because of the automatic stay? And the automatic payments weren't being made, so the debtor just twiddles his thumbs because, after all, there's money in the bank, right? How bad could it be? Well, that ultimately turns into an emergency when the discharge is entered, because the automatic stay relating to property of the debtor evaporates. Because then the debtor says, I didn't notice that the automatic payments weren't coming out of the account, but I really intended to stay current, like I told you. Sadly, the creditor has no particular sense of humor of which the creditor is aware. So the creditor will either repossess the car or tell the debtor that they are going to repo the car, which is less frequent, but some vultures have good table manners. Remember, the entire area of reaffirmations in bankruptcy is fraught with peril, which means it's scary. I have a strong bias. A smart debtor will walk away from the car that has negative equity, not reaffirm on it, even if the judge would permit it, and that's dicey. Then the debtor will buy a better car at an auction after the filing. A smart debtor will also walk away from a car, even if it has a little equity, if he owes 10 or 20 or 30 thou on it. And the smart debtor will find an auction or private party sale. Where will the debtor find the $5,000 or $10,000 to take to the auction? Well, that's what parents are for, isn't it? Or maybe 401ks. Note, this issue has the potential to be a really big problem. Say the debtor actually reaffirms, doesn't make some payments, then the creditor repossesses the car, sells it at the auction where the debtor should have been buying a new car, and then the creditor comes after the debtor with the dreaded deficiency judgment. Does that really sound like a good idea to anybody? And while we're on the topic, drive safe, everybody. We're getting close to New Year, and they actually aim to hit your car on the roads right now. P.S. Before you borrow money from mom, dad, boyfriend, girlfriend, or an alien from the planet Neptune, become an expert on buying used cars. Go to Amazon, get 10 books on how to buy a used car, or how to buy a used car at an auction. Read them, then borrow, then buy. I am not an expert on buying used cars. Eventually, my clients will bring me the industrial espionage on the best car auctions out there. Until then, you're on your own. What happens if you buy a lemon at an auction? Hey, I just work here. All the advice in the world will not protect against the reality that it's better to be lucky than smart. Thank you.